My fiancée dropped the bombshell. I'm going to hyphenate my last name with my ex-boyfriend's for professional leverage. I nodded calmly. That adds up. Then, I quietly logged onto our wedding portal and updated my status to undecided. Her bridesmaids were blowing up my phone within 10 minutes. I31M was at the kitchen table reviewing venue costs when Cordelia to 9F walked in wearing her serious business expression. Babe, we need to discuss my name change after the wedding. I assumed she wanted to keep her maiden name. No problem. What's the plan? I'm hyphenating. Okay, standard practice. Not with your name. With Ashton's. I froze. Ashton, your ex. It's strictly professional. All my research is published under Cordelia Hampton Fitzgerald. If I change it, I lose that brand recognition. For context, Cordelia was with Ashton Fitzgerald for 4 years, but they split 3 years ago. We've been together for 2.5, engaged for 6 months. You never married him, I said. Why do you have his name? I started using it for networking when we were together. The Fitzgerald name opens doors in academia. So, you've been publishing into your ex's name our entire relationship? It's just a professional tool, Ethan. Don't make it emotional. And after we marry, Cordelia Hampton Fitzgerald Morrison? No, too clunky. I'll stick with Cordelia Hampton Fitzgerald. So you won't take my name at all, but you'll keep his? You're being irrational about a practical decision. Makes sense, I said, opening my laptop. Totally get it. She exhaled. Thank God. I thought you'd be upset. Nope, we're good. I pulled up our wedding website and changed the header from Cordelia and Ethan's wedding to Cordelia and Ethan's potential union, attendance TBD. I updated the invite text. Join us to celebrate the union of Cordelia Hampton Fitzgerald and Ethan Morrison. Groom currently deciding if he will attend. What are you doing? She snapped. Just making my own professional announcement. Her phone rang. It was Phoebe, bridesmaid number 1. Why is the website saying you might not show up? Cordelia snatched the phone. He's just being petty. I shouted over her shoulder, asked her about keeping Ashton's last name. Dead silence on the line. Then Phoebe whispered, Ashton? The ex-boyfriend Ashton? Are you out of your mind? Update 1. The bridesmaids went into damage control mode, which was honestly entertaining. They attempted an intervention. Phoebe, Jade, Ramona, and Cordelia's sister, Genevieve, ambushed me at our apartment while Cordelia was at work. Phoebe started, Ethan, stop this tantrum. You're humiliating her. She's humiliating herself by clinging to an ex's name, I countered. Jade tried the soft approach. In academia, your name is your currency. She never legally married him. It's basically a pen name. She's been cosplaying as Mrs. Fitzgerald at work while dating me. Ramona was blunt. Are you really nuking a wedding over this? I'm not nuking it. I'm just uncertain. Sort of like how Cordelia was uncertain about telling me she's been using her ex's name for years. When Cordelia got home and found out they visited me, she exploded. You turned my friends against me. They ambushed me. And frankly, keeping the name is unreasonable. My career relies on that connection. She stayed at her sister's that night. Meanwhile, my friend Landon, who works at her university, did some digging. It turns out Ashton isn't just an ex. His father, Dr. Reginald Fitzgerald, is the department dean. Ashton is a professor there. Every paper Cordelia published was co-authored with Ashton. She wasn't keeping the name for recognition, she was keeping it for access. I texted her, how many papers get published without a Fitzgerald on the byline? No reply. Then Ashton called me. Hey Ethan, heard about the drama. I honestly didn't know she was still using the name. I thought she'd drop it when you guys got married. It's weird for me too. Why didn't you stop her? My dad likes her work. He said not to rock the boat. So your dad protects her career, and she uses your name to stay protected. Yeah. That sounds about right. Update to Cordelia return with a compromise. I'll hyphenate both. Hampton Morrison Fitzgerald. No. You're still keeping his name. And you're just tacking mine on like a participation trophy. I already submitted my tenure application as Hampton Fitzgerald. If I change it, I have to restart the process. It could take years. You apply for tenure under his name without telling me? I wanted to surprise you with the promotion. Then her mother, Daphne, called. Ethan, darling, this is just pragmatism. Would you throw away a marriage over a name? Would you have taken your ex's name if it was pragmatic? That's different. I wasn't building a career. So Cordelia chooses her career over our marriage? She can have both. Not with me. Daphne offered to reimburse half the wedding costs if I just behaved. I told her the guests could come, but I might not be there. The next morning, I found Cordelia presenting a PowerPoint titled Cost-Benefit Analysis of Name Retention. Charts, graphs, citations. I laughed. You made a slide deck to justify keeping your ex's name? This is insane. She slammed the laptop. Maybe we should cancel then. I'm not changing my professional name, she stated. Then I'm not changing my RSVP. Update 3: Cordelia went rogue. She emailed all guests claiming the website was hacked and the wedding was on. I followed up with a not hacked, just honest email attaching screenshots of our arguments. Her dad, Harrison, called to say I was shaming the family. I told him marriage isn't a business transaction unless she's marrying me for a paycheck. Then, the MVP appeared, Cordelia's 82-year-old grandmother, Evelyn. She called me. Ethan, you need to know, she dated the Fitzgerald boy specifically for the name. She told me she only got into the PhD program because of his father. She used him, and now she's using you for stability while keeping a foot in their door. Run. I called the venue. Since Cordelia insisted on the fancy country club which the Fitzgeralds belonged to, they needed full payment upfront once I pulled my card. Cordelia screamed at me over the phone. They want $15,000 for they cancel. Better call Ashton. I'm sure the Fitzgerald name is good for credit. She actually did it. She called Ashton to ask him to pay for our wedding venue. Ashton called me laughing. Dude, she's delusional. Update for 1 week out. Cordelia tried to sue me for breach of promise. The lawyer laughed her out of the office. Then came the ultimatum email, ceasing both families. I will legally take the name Morrison but publish as Hampton Fitzgerald. Take it or I walk. I replied to all, being Mrs. Morrison at home and Mrs. Fitzgerald at work is deception, not compromise. I won't be a part-time husband. Landon found more dirt. On her last 3 papers, Ashton did 90% of the work. She was a name-only author. Ashton's current girlfriend, Bethany, found out and threatened to go to the ethics board. Cordelia called me sobbing. My career is ruined. The career built on your ex's name, that one? Final update wedding day. I woke up to 70 texts. Cordelia messaged at 3 a.m. I'm in the dress at the venue. If you don't show, I'll never forgive you. I replied, I never forgave you for keeping the name. I went to the venue in jeans and a t-shirt to watch the fireworks. Cordelia's dad tried to hand me the ring. I refused. Cordelia came out in full bridal gear. You came. She ran to me. I'm not marrying someone obsessed with their ex. It's over. If you leave, I'll tell everyone you're gay. Go ahead. Then they'll understand why I don't want to marry a woman in love with the name Fitzgerald. Plot twist. Ashton and Bethany were there. Cordelia had invited them to prove no hard feelings. Bethany stood up. Tell them how you asked Ashton to dump me last week so you could keep using his name without drama. Ashton looked horrified. Bethany showed the texts. Ashton stood up. I'm filing to remove you from all future publications. Use your own name. The Fitzgeralds left. I left. According to reports, she held the reception anyway with 20 people. She gave a speech about choosing herself that went viral on TikTok for all the wrong reasons. The university denied her tenure and opened an investigation. Recent update. 6 months later, life is peaceful. I'm dating Renata, a trainer from my gym. On our first date, she joked, if we get married, I'm taking your name because Morrison sounds like a rock star. Cordelia finally moved out of her parents' house but is struggling to find academic work now that the Fitzgerald safety net is gone. Grandma Evelyn called me yesterday with one last nugget of tea. Apparently, Cordelia is back on the dating apps. Her profile name, Dr. Cordelia Hampton Fitzgerald. She's still using it. She's looking for a partner who respects professional ambition. I don't regret a thing. She wanted the prestige of a name more than the partnership of a marriage. I hope the name keeps her warm at night.